So, hi, today I'm at the Excel Centre in the east of London with Andrew Shaw, who's the head buying manager.
Buying manager.
Buying manager of wines at Waitrose. And actually, he's holding in his hand, just at a camera shot, an award that they've just won today.
Today, this afternoon.
Which is a retail buying team award for the buying team of Waitrose. And there's an awful lot about Waitrose and the buying team, which makes Waitrose quite a specialist wine retailer. Andrew, can you tell me a little bit about some of the things that you do you think differentiate Waitrose from other supermarkets?
Yep, very much. Firstly, we're fortunate to be the premium multiple retailer in the UK. So we do have a consumer base who would happily buy into a wine of a different price point and be led by what is an incredibly loyal customer base to Waitrose and the John Lewis partnership. So that's first and foremost, we've got the customers to be able to sell interesting wine to. And then I suppose a legacy that has been running for several decades, firstly with Julian Brind, who was heading the wine buying team for 30 years, and then subsequently in the last decade we've developed that range to be not only a commercially growing retailer but representing wines from across the world in every region and in every appellation. So we really very much focus on diversity, typicity, and wines that really reflect where they come from rather than dictating from a consumer point of view what they should be drinking.
And one of the challenges, I imagine, having a very good wine store inside a supermarket is helping consumers make the buying decision. Do you have people in store that can actually help people do that in a way that an independent wine shop might have done?
Absolutely. I mean, we couldn't survive without having what we term as wine specialists. So we have 250 stores at the moment, and we have 290 wine specialists. And the 290 really are there to designed to encourage uptrading and explaining to consumers, so hand selling, but really offering the opportunity for the consumer to understand more than just a label or a bottle. And they offer a great service. So they're all Wine and Spirit Education Trust qualified, and they go through an awful lot of tasting and selling skills experience before they become a wine specialist. So they're an opportunity for us to do tastings in store, communicate with the customer in a way that otherwise multiple retailers, supermarkets in the UK don't do.
And so how does a shopper know who the wine specialist is in the store?
Yeah, that's a valid point. Essentially, they're dressed in a special uniform. So they have a purple uniform and a purple apron and clearly labelled wine specialist on their apron. And they're normally the ones who are spending less time stacking shelves, and they could well be pouring wine or doing tastings in store, which again engages not only them but customers as well.
And back to this award you won for the wine buying team. Tell us a little bit about the team and some of the. I think you usually pick some quite highly qualified people to be your wine buyers.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's again historic that we've employed a lot of masters of wine, whether they've been masters of wines when they've joined Waitrose or they've then qualified and when they've been with Waitrose. But more than anything, I suppose the master of wine is key. But there are 270 masters of wine, some of whom would make good buyers, some of whom would make good winemakers, etc., and they all have different skills. So although it is one of the key ingredients that we look for when we're recruiting, it doesn't predetermine who we're going to take on into the buying team. More than anything, it's the philosophy of the person and the individual who is intrigued by interesting wines, diverse wines, and understands from a qualitative point of view what's important in the range.
Okay, and what about Waitrose Wine Direct? Is it the same buying team that buys those wines, and what other services does Direct offer?
Yeah, Waitrose Wine Direct essentially mirrors all of the lines that we would have in our larger store, which is Canary Wharf. So over 1,000 wines from all over the world, including all of the first growth clarets as and when they're released, and we're buying en primeur, which is exclusively sold through Waitrose Wine Direct. And the basis being that the specialist buyer, master wine or not within the team, would be the specialist in each category, so each region, and hence we wouldn't want necessarily the conflict of another buyer buying wine from the same region. And our buyers are truly specialists in their region, in their countries, and they're the supply base second to none. So we really use them for Waitrose Wine Direct, Ocado, which is another third-party business that we have and we sell to exclusively, and then Waitrose stores as well as John Lewis.
Brilliant. Very interesting. And that's why I'm so happy to have Waitrose as my launch partner for Mirabeau. Andrew, thank you very much.
Not at all. We look forward to a successful relationship.
I hope so.